I think we're live. Let me give everything a minute to catch up. Let me know how the audio is. I'm using the Yeti microphone today. I'm gonna see if it produces that weird static garbage that it did on MacYak in the last few days. So this is a work day. Everybody that has work will be at work or will be working from home busy with other stuff, so I don't actually expect anyone to show up. But we'll see how it goes. If you hear music in the background, that is correct. I cannot work without music in the background, so you might hear some of that. GT is at work, so he's not doing anything to earn his money right now. You on break, GT? Hey, babe. Retro Techie, how you doing? All right. I don't think I messed up the latency today. I set it to ultra low, so it should be near instant. We don't have a face cam today. We have microscope and we have side view. Mostly because I haven't shaved in about a month and I don't feel like being on camera. Can you hear the music in the background? I fully expect a copyright strike or something, but I don't really care. Vacation, nice. Can't hear the music? Sweet. Sweet. Well, kind of a shame because it's some really good techno. Hold on. All right. So, what we're doing today, or what I'm doing today, I don't know what you guys are doing. I have a few projects here on the desk that I covered in the live stream last night. I just want to tidy things up, see what's fixable, see what's not, see what needs to be boxed up, see what needs ultrasonic cleaning. And then I got a bunch of other repairs that I need to update the notes for. So I'm going to take a look at those as well. And that is it. That's all we're doing. Now let's get started with that 13-inch board that I was working on. Let's see, was it this one or that one? This one. So let's see. Can I hear the 5-year-old? Nope, I cannot. Hi, Jacob. So, all right, good to go. Let's see. Everybody here right now was here last night as well, so you know exactly what's going on with this board. Pretty significant liquid damage. I wanted to demonstrate that it was absolutely borked, so I plugged it in and it fired right up, allowed me to log in and everything with the corrosion on it. And then I cleaned it and I destroyed it and it no longer works. So that's a mystery I want to figure out first, in case there was any secret sauce or alcohol still under there. I want to make sure that that was not an issue now that everything has been drying overnight. Let's see. The fan still spins. We got no activity on the processor. What? Wait, now we do. What the hell, man? This thing is confusing the hell out of me. It's working. Well, maybe I'm just that good. What do you say? This is a Chipmunk USB tester, which you cannot see right now because it's completely blown out. Let's try this. Let's try this. Is this gonna work? Yeah, kind of. There we go. It's a very simple board. that has 3 LEDs on it. You got your 5-volt power bus, and USB activity. So those are the 3 lines that you want to test on USB. You pretty much always have power and 5-volt together because, similar circuit. But USB will tell you if the CPU is brain dead or not. If it starts probing this flash drive for an operating system or to see what it is, trying to identify it, that USB light will start burning and the CPU is working. If that stays off, your board is brain dead and you got some troubleshooting to do. So in this case, I think you can kind of see it on the side view camera. But when I power this on, you got 5-volt in power, and last night I got no USB activity. And 2 minutes ago I did. And now I do not. Yeah, it's brain dead again. So we still got some more troubleshooting to do. And now we do. Yeah. Needless to say, I do not trust this board as far as I can throw it. So we're going to replace some components that look horrible and take it from there. So let's get started up here. I also had some issues keeping my microscope in focus last night. I tightened the knobs a little bit, so it should be better. But we'll see. That's looking pretty decent, I think. Yeah, good enough. You can see what I'm doing. So let's take this apart. It's going to get pretty hot reworking that side of the board. So I'm going to take off the speaker and microphone on the other side of the board so I don't melt them. All right, so I want to replace all these components here. This one can stick around for now, I think. These 3 definitely have to go. The backlight circuit, well, we got a backlight yesterday, so I'm not worried about that. This still works. My main concern is the SMC chip here. So I'm going to try to carefully peel off this, what do they call it, edge bonding. Put some flux all around, try to reflow that in case there's any corrosion under it. And we'll take it from there. Can't get any worse. All right, we have our little Brankus Creations approved heat shield in place. I'm not sure how loud this hot air gun is going to be on the Yeti microphone, but we'll figure it out. Corrosion in the USB ports. That's worth a look. Let me check. The USB ports are clean. I mean, as clean as can be expected. Let me check the drivers, because there was some corrosion on this side as well. This is all part of the USB circuit, so. Now, mind you, this is in desperate need of a ultrasonic cleaning, which I, of course, haven't done yet. So I'm not sure how far we're going to get, but we'll figure it out. Okay, Time to make some noise. Hey, Sad Mac, how you doing? I don't know if you can still hear me over this noise. Yes, it is fixed. Actually, it was fixed, and then I broke it again. Actually, I don't really trust that component either. Let's take that off. There we go. It's easier to do when you're having fun doing it. I'm just taking out my soldering iron, replacing, which you can't see. There you go. Replacing the big iron with a micro soldering pen, which is a lot better suited for this job. Now, yesterday when I was dealing with corrosion and fairly large pads, this micro pencil would not be able to do the job because it just doesn't transfer enough heat to those large components. But for what I need to do now, this thing is perfect. Let's see. I think that is reasonably in focus. As good as it's gonna get. So the pads actually look all right. A little bit of damage from corrosion on the edges. That one does not look good. Well, we'll see if we can clean that up. Bless you, babe. I just heard my wife sneeze echo from her office because she's watching the stream. Now you have an idea of how loud you sneeze, babe. Ridiculous. All right. That one's looking all right. That one's looking all right. This one, a little bit damaged, but should be salvageable. That's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty good. All right. We can work with this. See, these pads look horrible, but it's just some surface tarnish. Doesn't matter. I might still have to remove this chip. Looks pretty nasty. Well, let's work on those pads first. All right. Where is my solder? There it is. I know, I heard you cracking up too. You see all that gunk that's being pushed out the side of that blob? That's all the stuff we want to get out of there. So do a little general cleaning first. Then we'll wick it, clean it up, and put some new components on there. I'm not wasting any flux on this because it's just cleaning. Alright, and this is why I got that micro pencil, else this would be near impossible to get to without damaging the other components. This pad was pretty nasty, so it might not take any solder until we wick it. Let's see how far we get. Ideally, I would have 2 solder stations because this pen is not very good at wicking. Look how small that tip is compared to the wick. It just doesn't really transfer enough heat most of the time. Come on. It'll get there eventually, but it'll be slow. But since I don't want to keep switching tips, it'll just have to do. And let's see where my clippers are. There we go. Terry Taylor, welcome. How are you doing? I don't think I've seen that name before. What possessed you to show up here? See, now because I'm pushing down on this wick to transfer that heat, I'm starting to bend the tip. So this is not working out. I can add some flux to facilitate things. That usually does the trick, but if you're a professional, you would use the proper tip for wicking to begin with. Luckily, though, I am not a professional, so I don't have to worry about that. Man, I might have to. Come on. Absorb. There we go. That's better. Okay. We pulled it off. I only bent the tip a little bit. Now we take some alcohol, clean all that stuff up, and do it again. I forgot those tiny ones over there. Oops. Oh, right, Terry. I think I replied to your comment. You're right. You're right. All right, that should do it. And like I said, now we do it again. Add some fresh solder, wick it off, scrape the pads, clean the pads, and usually, unless it's really really bad, you end up with perfectly usable pads underneath there. I don't even know if I'm still in frame. Sorry. Yeah, I think we can revive this. So this is a bit of a hassle, but I am going to switch tips now, just to make sure that I do it right. So I would need two stands for the irons and two stations, so I don't have to keep switching plugs. But that's expensive, and I don't really need it. So come on, heat up. Oh, look at that. That's better. Now, if you watch Bruce's streams, which you probably have at some point, you know that he's partial to the chisel tips, or is this a chisel tip? I keep mixing up the names, but he likes. Let's pull up an example here. He likes these bevel tips. This is what Bruce uses. But as you can see, this is the smallest one I have, and it's way too big for this board. It's great for the kind of boards that Bruce and Steve work on, the classic boards, where you generally have a lot more space to work with. Components are larger, but for this board, this tip would be a disaster. So I use the smallest. I call them a knife tip. This might be a chisel tip. I don't know. I use these. I can get in anywhere. I have some width when I need it, when I need to apply a lot of heat, and I got the small pointy tip if I have to get in anywhere, any small spaces. But everyone has their own preference, and there is the right tip for every occasion. And my iron just went to sleep for no good reason. There we go. All right, these pads are looking just fine. That one is looking just fine. That one is looking good. That one is a little bit damaged, but that's a ground plane, so no issue there. And that one's looking good too. That one has a little bit of trouble, but restored just fine. All right, so we clean it up, put some fresh solder down, and then we're going to harvest some new components. Well, new to us, donor boards. With these modern boards, you don't have to worry that much about trace damage. It's typically always damaged by the pad, and then you can just run a jumper wire to a nearby pro point or wherever it needs to go. And these pads look just fine. Look at that. Plenty of copper left. Now, some of the damn it, I forgot the name again. The black stuff. Black stuff around the pad. What do you call it again? Well, let's just call it the black stuff. Some of it got damaged. So since it's so close to another pad, I am going to touch that up a little bit. And I'm being way more meticulous than I need to be. But I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. So. Beautiful. I like it. So let's get some of this stuff here. And I'm sorry, I don't know why the microscope camera keeps going out of focus. But in the interest of my time, I'm not going to keep battling that thing all day. So I'm going to take a little bit of solder mask. That's the word, solder mask. Put it in between those pads just to make sure that the two shall never meet. And because I'm working on a black board, I am using black solder mask. Put a laser on there to dry it. Which my camera really doesn't like, but you know, you'll see the end result in a second. Thank you, Sad Mac. I struggle with two words: solder mask and the one that Bruce has to keep reminding me of, that white goop that holds all the components together inside power supplies and stuff. Cannot for the life of me remember the name. And if you tell me right now, 2 minutes later, I've forgotten again. Yeah, we've seen what happens to cameras if you point lasers directly at them. Thanks to Bruce, I shall never make that mistake. All right, a little bit of alcohol over that. Gives it a matte finish. Look at that. And unless you know where to look, you will never find that. Now I'm going to go in for an extreme close-up. And I'm seeing something here that I don't like. All right, try my best to get it focused for you, but this is looking pretty crummy. Hopefully it's just surface crud. Looks like it is. Okay, good. So the ultrasonic will take care of that. Not worried about it. The solder is still nice and shiny. Components look healthy. Healthy enough at least. So let's zoom out and harvest some fresh components. Let me catch up on the chat because Birmingham, but he's in Scotland. Nice. It's been a while since I've been to England. Had a great time when I was there in 2008 or 9, and a few years before that too. All right. So we have the donor board here, one of many. That we're going to harvest some stuff from, and we'll see if that makes a difference. Micro pencil can go. We'll just make do with the bigger tip. I'm not going to keep switching over irons every 5 minutes. How's the microphone doing so far? No issues with static or anything? I really think it's my Mac Pro having some major USB problems. But that's why I'm using it here, to be sure. Okay. So we're looking at our donor board here. That's the way it should look like. So let's get all those components off. All right, this small one is going to be hard to get. We get some different tweezers. There we go. All right, I think that's all of it. Well, we can always come back to this board later if it turns out we forgot something. Where am I going to put this? Let's put it right there. come on. What's going on here? There. Okay, we got some solder down. Now we gotta make some noise one more time, and then we should be good. At least for this part of the board. All right, lowered the airflow significantly so I don't blow components off the board. Let's give it a shot. Don't worry, I'm not going to leave it like that. Where am I? Tricky. All right. Take care of those solder balls later. I'm not worried about that right now. All right. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay. Now we're going to add some flux. Which I'm almost out of, so. And let everything flow in place, hopefully, without blowing anything off the board. I'm pretty happy with that. Hey, Hellion. I think I'm mispronouncing that, but hi either way. Let's see. Just want to get rid of that little bit of solder over there. There. The rest looks firmly attached. I'm not worried about pretty solder joints and all that stuff right now. I just want it to reliably start up. And then I'll go back, touch it all up if needed, clean it. You know, do what I need to do. All right, that looked absolutely terrible, but we're still going to test it. Let's see. Need to let it cool for a second. I'm not so much cleaning it right now as I am using the alcohol to cool the board off in this spot. And using a little bit of compressed air, if I can find it. There it is. To make sure there's nothing hiding on the chips where it should not be. I don't really expect much of a change, but we'll see. All right, so gonna switch the view here. Hopefully you can see it, but there's LEDs here. We want the middle one to start blinking like crazy. One blink, it's a start. Yeah, there we go. That's the activity I'm looking for. Not as much as I hoped, but it's something. Yep. If this keeps probing the USB stick at a constant interval, we should be all right. Okay. I like what we're seeing here. Let's get the microscope back and touch up some other parts of this board. I'm going to reevaluate this chip here after it comes out of the ultrasonic cleaner. This one. And I'm out of focus again. I don't know why it keeps doing that. It's driving me insane, but you get the idea. SMC might be alright after all. Oh yeah, Chipmunk. They make some quality tools now. got some exposure here. I want to make sure that fan connector is okay. It is. That'll clean up in the cleaner. Same around here. All right, that's all looking pretty good. I know it doesn't look good for most people, but trust me, it looks pretty good. Now this one is looking bad, but the solder is okay. And behind this solder, there's plenty of contact with this capacitor. So I'm not worried about that. Yep, no goop on the there. We're good, we're good. This cap is just a little discolored. So you scrape that. Plenty of good stuff on there, so that's not important. I'm going to call this good. I'm not saying it is good. There might still be plenty of wrong with this. But all the components that look really, really horrible have been replaced. So I'm giving it a once over with a toothbrush, actually a gun cleaning brush, and some alcohol. Get most of the crap off. And then I'm going to toss it in the cleaner, which I forgot to turn on. So I have to go do that in a minute. And move on to the next project. Now, Jay, why do you clean the board with a brush and alcohol if you're going to toss it in the ultrasonic cleaner anyway? Well, good question. Did anyone ask that? Nope, nobody asked that, but I'm going to answer it anyway. Ultrasonic cleaning fluid is expensive, and the cleaner the board is when it goes in, the longer the ultrasonic cleaning solution will last you, and the less money you have to spend. All right. Actually, you don't want to look at my fingers. Let's do that. Just absorbing the excess of the alcohol. Take one last peek with the microscope. It's not looking too bad. Just some leftover flux. But that'll all clean off in the ultrasonic cleaner. So let's prep this board for cleaning. I am sorry. That is a truly horrific sound, I am aware. I've tried to fix it many times, but it's just not working out. Screws. I had a screw bin for this. There we go. Now this is my fan, as you can see with the little sticker on it. I do want to test the fan that came with the board real quick, just to see if it works. All right, pretty janky, but it should do the trick. Connect the USB tester, just to see if we're being consistent here. Nothing. There we go. All right, so this fan works. Just needs a little bit of cleaning. Do we still have a brain? We do still have a brain. Okay. I'm happy to toss this in the cleaner now. This fan has some corrosion in the connector and on the cable. Yes, Starbucks Tech, it is real. You are not dreaming. I figured since I have to get the work queue emptied out, I might as well turn on the camera and test my Yeti microphone. What kind of RAM do we have anyway? 8 gigs? Not bad. Hey, Dave is here. How are you doing, Dave? Oh, right, Tuesday is your day off. I forgot. Now, if you can see through this, it means it's clean. Not really all that clean. Also, in the interest of making your ultrasonic cleaner fluid last as long as possible, always take the thermal paste off because that stuff gets nasty if you put it in an ultrasonic cleaner. Nice. And why are we going through all this trouble? Probably can't see by the time I have it here. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. 2.9 gigahertz. These are the best boards they ever made for this particular laptop. So I buy them on eBay, I fix them up, I test them in my own machine for a few days, and if there's no issues, I sell them. Because this is by far the best upgrade you can give your 2012 13-inch. Just put an i7 board in there. It'll get a real kick in the butt, performance wise, and you can make it last a few years longer. Trying to clean up the serial number sticker a little. I don't know what they spilled on this. Chocolate milk, something. I don't know, but it's nasty. Now, Jay, you're not making any sense. Why would you clean the serial number sticker? Well, I usually take some of this heat resistant tape and put it over there because the heat from the ultrasonic cleaner will wash this sticker out. This is a thermal printed sticker. So if I toss that in an ultrasonic bath of 60 degrees Celsius, it'll just come out white. You'll lose all the print. And this tape will preserve it. Now, admittedly, nobody cares as much about serial numbers than I do. I have my reasons. But whoever I sell this to after it's all fixed up might appreciate it too. Now, these labels on the back, these are paper. Uh, Nothing I can do to save those. But it's not really that important. It has the same information on it as the sticker in the front. So, I'm going to mute you for a second while I use some compressed air. Okie dokie. This board is ready. So I'm going to hop downstairs for a second, turn on the ultrasonic cleaner, and then I'll be back. We'll take a look at another board. All right. Apparently, a hamster invaded my office when I was downstairs turning the ultrasonic cleaner on. Okay, we got some fans. Those are test ports. That's a test port. This belongs to the laptop. Now, I know it seems silly to clean your desk between every job, but it really helps you find stuff when you need it. And my desk isn't that big to begin with, so. How we doing in the chat? Yes, Dave, that was the board from last night. I replaced a few components that looked really, truly terrible, and it started working again. Now I might break it again, but for now it just needs a bath in the ultrasonic, and then we'll see where we're at. All right, good to go. Let's see. What did I miss? I need to teach Steve my organization skills. You know what? I got the same reply from or comment from Bruce. He said, "Your cleanliness disgusts me. I do not consider this clean. I prefer to have a stand for every tool, a bin for every, everything." But I guess people have different definitions of clean. You should see the rest of my office, though. Can't tilt the camera because it's kind of stuck there. But if you watch Maciac and you see what's behind me, that is not clean. Not clean at all. Oh, that's good. All right, what do we got next? Let's see. Let's pack up this disaster. This is the MacBook Pro that GT sent me to fix up. With a replacement battery that we now no longer need because there is no fixing this MacBook Pro. Come on, you prick. There we go. So this battery can go back. We're going to put this laptop back together. And just to show you real quick, for those that were not here last night, don't squeak. Don't squeak. You can do it. This happened. Now, I haven't looked at the schematic because, I'm not going to fix it, so I don't really care all that much. That's pretty focused. This empty spot here is where the backlight driver used to sit. Backlight driver deals with some very, very high voltages for a laptop board, that is. We're talking close to 60 volts. Something happened here. Got wet, piece of food, a bug, I don't know what, and that voltage went places it should not have gone. It obliterated at least 2 layers of the board, fused some stuff together, and it's likely that that voltage went to a place that was very, very bad. For example, the processor, even though it's a powerhouse, only uses around 1 volt. So if that suddenly gets a jolt of 60 volts, bad news. So even if I dig this out and find out where the short is, patch it all up, rebuild the board, which is possible, we don't know what else got damaged on this board. So GT said I could keep this, so I will put it in the donor stack. This is a 426. Let's see. 426. I have 426 boards, so I can definitely use a fifth because I see these models a lot. So I'm going to ask him if he wants the fans back, if he wants, any of the cables back. Pack it up and send it back to him. So this can go on the shelf. This is ready for reassembly. Yeah, crispy boards like that are pretty rare. Come on. I'll just mute the microphone every time I move the microscope. Now let me show you. I have a very special laptop around here. Where'd it go? Oh yeah, here it is. Now this is a side project for another time. I'm definitely not going to work on that now. But this is a year unknown MacBook Pro Retina that has been in an office fire. The lighting sucks. You can't see it. But it is very crispy. I cleaned off most of it, but this was completely black. The speaker has been melted. The screen from the heat has, has not done too well. The rubber seal that goes all the way around has melted off. You still see some charring on the top case here. And I'm actually crazy enough to gonna try to fix it because I think it'll be fun. So the board is damaged, the case is damaged, display is damaged, keyboard is damaged, battery is swollen, but I'm still gonna try to fix it because I think it's fun. Okay, I'm gonna grab a laptop from the other shelf now. And this one. Because there's a few laptops that are already fixed up that I need to sell, and I just never got around to it for one reason or the other. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if it works. I just know it's on my shelf. So this is a unknown. Let's fire it up, see what happens. Some power might help. Come on, do something. No? There we go. We have Apple logo. Just gonna fire it up, check the specs, check the serial number, look it up in my repair notes, and see what's what. I'm pretty sure this is one where the LCD had to be replaced. I put a new bezel on, and I think I have to do some stuff to the board as well. But my memory is a little foggy. It's still looking pretty good. Everything is holding the way it should. Because what I also do, it's not just for the 2012. I do it for all models. I pick the best configuration of a board that I could find. In this case, it's also an i7 board with 8 gigs of memory. I look them up on eBay, usually liquid damaged or otherwise destroyed, and then I fix them up and sell them. Because easiest upgrade for these things is just put a brand new board in there that's better than the one you have. Okay, so this needs an operating system. And I'm not sure how I'm going to get one on there because I'm using my Thunderbolt to Ethernet adapter for the laptop that's driving that camera. We'll figure it out. Let's see if we can do a net boot over Wi-Fi. Should work, but it might be terribly slow. Yeah, there we go. I think High Sierra is typically a safe bet, so we're going to go with that. Let's see how it does. I desperately need more adapters. The problem is, as soon as I get them, I find a use for them, and it's just an endless loop. I can buy 50 today. By next month, they'll all be in use or borrowed to people, or and I'm stuck having no adapters. There's really no end. All right, so this is loading up from my server in the basement that's running all kinds of net install images for quick installs. Now, this is not going to be quick because I'm doing it over Wi-Fi. But let me see if I have another adapter somewhere. I doubt it. Nope, I do not. Wi-Fi will have to do. Yeah. Well, if you have any spare Starbucks, feel free to send them to me. But seeing as you only have one Mac at the moment, I doubt you have too much hardware for them. Well, Sam knows a thing or two about fire, roasting, and smoke, and kitchens and stuff. Because if I recall correctly, he set his kitchen on fire yesterday. Well, there was a lot of smoke. Not really fire, but a lot of smoke. I'm sorry to hear that, Sam. I hate it when a good pizza gets ruined. Well, the laptop that's currently driving the microphone and microscope camera is a 2015 13-inch Retina. It outperforms my daily driver, which is this one here. It outperforms it by miles. This is a 13-inch 2012 with the full array of ports, USB 3, FireWire 800, Thunderbolt, and Ethernet. And I will always choose this as my daily driver over that Retina. Even though it's slower, even though it's older, I just want to have my ports. And I'm not ready yet to give them up. This is way slower than I want it to be. So, let me check the camera real quick, see if the cleaner is up to temperature. It is not. Once the cleaner is up to temperature and I have to go downstairs to toss that board in, I will just steal an Ethernet adapter from one of the servers, and hopefully I don't unplug the wrong one. Dude, I know. And the fact that you have a 2011 15-inch that still works is amazing on its own. Did you disable the GPU, or is it still working? Curious to know. Let's see. What do we have here? Nope. I have a USB to Ethernet adapter. Think that'll be faster than Wi-Fi? Probably, right? Should we try it? I think we should try it. It's USB 2 at least. All right, it's taking too long. We're going to try USB. Bring my key on the way up. I'm not going downstairs yet, babe. Soon, though. Soon. All right. USB Ethernet. Let's give it a shot. Will this reach the switch? Of course it won't. Why would it? Why would it be easy? Damn it. Oh, give me a break. This is stupid. All right. I don't have an Ethernet cable long enough. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. What else can we do here? I could raid my closet for a longer cable, but that's the kind of mess I really don't want to make. So I'm going to go check the basement for a longer cable and a Thunderbolt adapter for Ethernet, and I will be right back. Partial victory. We have our Thunderbolt to Ethernet adapter. It was just laying there on the shelf. Wasn't even using it. But that doesn't give us a cable long enough. So I'm going to raid my closet where I keep a bunch of spare stuff. See if I have more. See, there are benefits to hoarding. There we go. All right. Of course, I could have installed this whole Mac from a USB drive by now. That's not the point, people. Not the point. We're going for unnecessarily complicated here. Put that there. Run that there. And connect that. There. Okay. Let's try this again, shall we? Exactly. Easy way is no fun. All right. We were going with High Sierra, right? I think we were. Let's do it. Velcro. You cannot have enough Velcro. I get them by the roll on Amazon, different colors. I love Velcro. Can't get enough of it. Overclocked in boot camp. Nice. Oh, trust me, Dave. I do not need lessons on hoarding. I have half a basement full of X-serves that'll testify to that. This might be a good time to tell you about a little side project I've been doing for the last 2 weeks. I've been rebuilding the netboot images that I already had. I have been creating the ones that I didn't already have, and I've been trying to perfect whatever is on my server for about 3 weeks now. And the goal is to have everything from macOS 9 all the way up to Mojave as a net restore or net install image. I have most of them, but I've been doing so much messing around with that server that I'm not sure if this is actually going to work. So we'll see. Just checking the server right now with remote desktop to see if this image is in good shape or not. Yeah, it's up and running, but I forgot. It is running off a busted RAID right now that had one of the drives fail. Let's see how far we get. Let's wipe the drive. APFS. What? I don't want APFS. Erase. Mac HD. Yeah, I'm uploading them one by one to Macintosh Garden. I made a separate page there for all the OS 10 net install and net restore images. So anyone that's running a server can just enable that service, put the images on, and have a net restore going. Now, on a good day, when this is running off a proper RAID with a proper network, you can install a Mac from start to finish in under 2 minutes. It's pretty sweet. Saves a lot of time. So right now it's already 20% done installing a clean OS of High Sierra. Even of the fastest flash drive, I think you need a good 20 minutes to run the traditional installer from the App Store. So, and when Dana came here last week or the week before, I don't know, time flies. He brought his Xserve. We were going to set up an OS, a Snow Leopard server, put all the netboot images on there. He was going to take it home, live happily ever after, restoring his systems. That did not work out as planned because it turns out he has the Xserve from hell. Satan himself might have actually owned it at some point. So we got nowhere on that. We had fun. We didn't waste the 2 days that he was here. We had fun, did plenty of other stuff, but when it came to that Xserve, we actually made no progress whatsoever. 8 ports? Whoa. How do you manage? I have three, I don't know, one, two, three. I have four 16-port switches in this office alone. I'm not even going to mention the basement. You could never have enough Ethernet. I'm not too up to date on the latest Wi-Fi standards. I think Wi-Fi 802.11 AC is the latest. Super fast and super special, but give me Ethernet any day. I don't care for Wi-Fi. So it restored the OS. Now it's creating a recovery partition and restoring the recovery OS. I know it's hard to tell from that distance, but take my word for it. And that's it. Automatically restarting in 6 seconds. Man Cave Tower. I like that. Philip, are you on the MacYak Discord? If you are, can you post a picture of the Man Cave Tower? Because I'm dying to know what that looks like. What? Whoa, 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 whoa! Easy, babe. You're my wife, but in here I can only protect you for so long if you start crazy talking like that. Okay? Well, that's why I put him in the basement. And here we go. Brand new OS, ready to go. And set up Apple ID later. So when I'm too lazy to actually open up FileMaker Pro, look up the serial numbers, see what's going on with this machine, I just put a quick user account on it, see what's what. Uh, and then just restore the OS again when I'm done. What? Are you talking about the server rack in my office? It's beautiful. What are you talking about? I fully intend to retro techie. I didn't want to write the blog article until I had all the images up on Macintosh Garden to link to them. It's proven to be a little bit difficult because now that Apple decided to give away Lion and Mountain Lion for free, technically they are still available from the manufacturer, being Apple. So Macintosh Garden cannot host them on their site. So I'm limited to versions of macOS 10 that no one uses, 10.0 to 10.3, and I think up to 10.6. So it's not quite the collection I wanted it to be at this point, but I'm working on it. So we have here an i7, 1.7 gigahertz, 8 gigs of RAM. Nice. And the bottom case is blank because I had to replace it, so there's no serial. So now that we have the serial number here, let me look it up in the system, see what we got. FAG Q. No records found. So I don't even know. See, I suck at keeping notes, especially if it's a machine for me and not for a client. I don't even make notes, I just fix it without keeping any kind of note. So what we need to do with this is run hardware test on it. Now, this is early 2014, and they no longer have the hardware test for this that you can obtain online, put on a flash drive, and run. So I have to start up a virtual machine on my Mac Pro that's running the same network based hardware tests as they do in the Apple Store. Give me a minute. Then we'll run some hardware tests on this. And if it all checks out, if those hardware tests actually work. I spent the last 3 weeks redoing everything: cables, networking, virtual machines, servers, everything. And nothing is done yet. So, I'm not doing this at the best time. But, we have fun. Shut this down for now. Yeah, my wife and I used to share an office. Her desk was here, my desk was here, and in between would be a 42 or 48U server rack that had, a bunch of Xers, Mac Minis. It ran the whole house. All the network switches were there, and I loved it. I love seeing a whole bunch of cables, being able to mess around with it. My wife, not so much, turns out. All right. Diagnostic servers are running. Let's see if they actually work. Now there's going to be a million icons showing up. Hopefully I can find the right one. Let's see. That was easier than expected. I don't know if this is going to work. Probably not, but we'll see. Now there's a small bug when as soon as you give permission to proceed, it does this. You have to restart it, do it again, and then it should work. Of course, it works a lot smoother if you take your computer to the Apple Store, where you run a version of this software that's, officially supported and all that. But us unofficial people have to get by using unofficial methods, and we usually do. Do you have permission? I think I do. This is Mac Resource Inspector. It's the same thing you'll see if you bring your Mac to a Genius bar. They plug it into the network and run this kind of test. All right, let that run for a second. You cannot buy this. In fact, showing this on YouTube, I fully expect this whole channel to be taken down before the stream is over. Not even Rossman is crazy enough to show this on the stream, but I don't really care. No one but Apple is supposed to have this. Authorized service providers can get this, but you have to fight really long and really hard to get it. And once you do get it, they don't even keep it up to date for you. But as with everything, it can be found online if you look long and hard enough. And without any instruction on how to set it up and make it work, after a few months of trying, you can figure it out. All right, it looks like we got green check marks across the board, so I think hardware-wise, this computer is ready to go. I'm going to redo the bezel because I think I didn't use enough double-sided tape to put this back on. It's kind of letting go a little bit. And once the bezel is back on, clean it up, take some pictures, and sell it. Because I love MacBook Airs to fix them and to sell them, but I would never ever use this myself. Now it shows a warning for the power adapter because it's not recognizing the right amperage because I'm using a bench power supply. But everything else, green across the board, we're good to go. Let's see if there's another test we can run on this. And then we'll move on to the next one. And this is basically what the stream is going to be about. Just me figuring out what I have, notes that need updating, stuff that needs testing, On another note, the fact that my microphone hasn't messed up yet means that my Mac Pro is screwed up. So something else to troubleshoot. I already gave permission. Come on, dude. Yes, there we go. We have the cooling system diagnostic, test patterns, graphics test, adapter diagnostic. We don't need any of that. Um, let's try the service diagnostic. I haven't actually tried to use that yet on a MacBook Air. Probably not going to work, but while this loads, I'll look for the next Mac that we need to take a look at. Another MacBook Air. I don't think this is going to work. I'm asking too much of a server that's not even been completed yet with all the installs. But give it a few seconds, see where we go. Wait, something happening? We have a mouse. I'll be damned. That is cool. Finding all available tests. Holy crap. Well, now that it works, I have to run the test. I'll skip the memory test. Where is it? Memory. Huh. Memory is not an option. All right. I'll run the test real quick. Should only take a few minutes. Green is good. See it right there. Red is bad. So this is most of what I do actually. If I don't have any client machines to work on, I will buy parts on eBay or Marketplace or Discord, wherever I find them, fix them, put it all together, run it through every available test I have, and if it checks out, sell it. My way of keeping older Macs around longer and making a few bucks. Now, this is not really a lucrative business because by the time you're done with all the parts, the work, the soldering, the testing, and I'm not Goldman. I think I ask reasonable prices, so there's not a lot of profit in this. But if it keeps some old Macs around for longer, I'm happy. Can't believe this is working. Hi, Ivan. How are you doing, man? Yes, board repair. Um, I mean, if an optical drive needs to be replaced, or a speaker, or a Wi-Fi module, stuff like that too. But mostly, I try to find liquid damaged logic boards, fix those up, and find the chassis for them, and sell them. It's not glitching out, by the way. This is the graphics test. which my camera's autofocus is not too happy with, but it'll pass in a minute. See, how many people are here anyway? I have no way of knowing how many people are here, but everybody here, appreciate you hanging out. Let me know in the chat what you're up to while you're watching me fumble around making sense of the mess in my office. Ten viewers. Wow. I am honored. See, this is what you can kind of tell on camera. This piece of Velcro, those clippers there, this to me is a mess. I would prefer this hangs on a pegboard somewhere. These brushes have their own bin. I don't like clutter in my work area. There's clutter everywhere else in this office where I'm not working, but not on this desk. 13. Wow. Cleaning the kitchen. All right. Has to be done. My wife would argue that I should be doing that a lot more often than I actually do, which she's probably right. Drinking a beer while working, right, Starbucks? Might pass 12. You know what? It's a work day. For some people, it's getting close to dinner time. I honestly didn't expect more than 2 people to be here. Why? Oh, you're off work. And what does a Starbucks tech do when he has a day off? I know Dave has a day off too. And I think it was yesterday. I forget. I think I already ended the stream yesterday when we probably still chatted for about an hour. Starbucks Tech was there. Dave was there. A few of the Maciac guys were there. And Dave showed a very interesting hobby that he works on. Now, I'm not going to spoil it because I don't know if he's ever going to do anything with this on his YouTube channel or wherever, but he has a really, really cool hobby that has nothing to do with computers. Yeah, I learn stuff about people every day. And Dave has been hanging out with Maciac for what, 2 years, maybe longer. I feel like Dave has been there since day one, but my memory doesn't go back that far. I get off around 2 p.m. Oh, right, you start around crazy early time, 6 or 7 a.m., right? It's not getting too hot, so I probably already repasted this. I wish I kept notes. 6 a.m. I don't know how you do it. I set my alarm every day for 10 a.m. unless I have a meeting or I need to meet a client or something. 10 a.m. my alarm goes off. I'll be lucky if I open my eyes by 11. Nothing wakes me up. 6 a.m. would be impossible for me. Now we're running this laptop on 40% charge. It's probably not going to be very happy if I unplug it now. So I'm going to turn this away. This is just going to keep doing its thing. And we'll take a look at the other laptop behind it, if I have space. The problem is I probably need this charger for this laptop. And unplugging the charger in the middle of a hardware test, typically not a great idea. But we'll see. I don't know how long this has been on the shelf. It might still have battery. Which it does not. Yeah, this still has to test all the sensors, so I'm not going to unplug the power now. But we're going to need it for this one. Look, you can see it on camera. Check this out. Dusty. That means it's been here for at least a day. My office is pretty dusty. Now, I know that this has been on the shelf for about 6 months, probably. This one does have serial number. I'm going to go look that up. Put this back in view. My cat's idea, not mine. That's why I closed my bedroom door, with the cats on the other side of it. No records match this serial number. I suck. I really need to step up my note-taking game. I know it's one of mine, not one of the clients. Because if you leave a client's computer laying around for 6 months, you're bound to get some emails. 5 a.m., Dave. Nice. That is early. My average bedtime is between 3 and 5 a.m. Although I remember one time where I don't know, I had a long day or I didn't sleep all the night before. I went to bed around 9 p.m., woke up right before the sun came up, and it was beautiful. The air was nice and cool and crisp. Birds were singing. The sky looked beautiful. So I've seen a sunset before, but it doesn't happen often. All right, let's see what else I can dig up. It should come as no surprise that I have another MacBook Air here. Random paperwork that has nothing to do with Mac repair. Should we try pulling up this serial number? See if I made any notes? Let's give it a try. Nope, no notes. So we got 3 mystery MacBook Airs here. I'm fairly certain they all run the fastest configuration they can have. i7s with 8 gigs of RAM. This is a 2014. These might be 2015s or 14s. I don't really mess with anything older than that. Well, 5 p.m. is good enough as a nap time as any. If it's 5 p.m. for you, I don't know where you are. It's 7 a.m. in Australia. I wonder why Bruce hasn't showed up yet. Florida. I moved here from Florida. I hope to never again in my life go back to Florida. I am not built for those kind of temperatures, it turns out. Where's my Coke? Did I finish it? Damn, I finished it. Alright, you're taking a sweet time testing this video controller. Hurry up. I don't know where he is. He's slacking. Two p.m. for Dave. I'm jealous. You still got the whole day ahead of you. See, and that is my biggest problem. As soon as my wife wakes up, she will go downstairs, make her breakfast, do her thing. As soon as she gets downstairs, opens the door, the cats will run past her upstairs. They will find me still sleeping in bed. They will snuggle up to me. My heart rate plummets, and I will go into a coma for at least another hour. So I mostly blame my cats for waking up late every day. God, I know this test is a little boring. I'm not going to run the same test on the other Macs because it takes too long, but since I already started it, I might as well let it finish so I know that all the hardware is okay. Shouldn't be long now, though. I am both happy and sad that the microphone is not having any issues. Because troubleshooting the USB on my Mac Pro, and it's not just a PCI card; it's the built-in USB as well. That's not going to be fun. But I have to figure it out before Thursday when we have Mac Yak, and I need this microphone, and I need my webcams to work. We're still working. This thing is barely getting warm. Not bad. And yes, I know these Intel machines are being outperformed by the M1 by miles, but the Intel still have a lot of benefits. They still sell really well. The MacBook Air is still incredibly popular for students and people working from home. They just want to sit on the couch and have something light. And I read increasing reports of M1 MacBook Airs and MacBook Pros just shutting down because they overheat. And as crappy as I think the MacBook Airs are, at least this one has a fan. It'll throttle when you push it too hard, but it's not going to shut down because it's overheating. So for now, the market for these is still alive and well. By the way, if any of you want a MacBook Air, hit me up because I apparently have 3 of them that are ready to go. I have not repaired an M1 Mac yet. I would love to. But in terms of manufacturing defects, I don't think they have any, or not any that have become apparent yet. And of course, all of them are still in warranty. So it would take liquid damage or something like that that Apple charges $1,200 for to fix, or just flat out denies for an M1 Mac to show up here. But give it another probably 1 or 2 years, and then the M1 Max will start showing up at my door for a third-party repair. Typically, I'm about 2 years behind, 3 years behind on what I see in the shop compared to what's out there. The newest one I have here now is a 2019 MacBook Pro, 15-inch. All right, we're gonna risk it. We're gonna risk it because this is taking way too long. Let's see what this mystery Mac is. How many cats you got, Dave? I recall 6 or 7. Or was that Starbuck? I don't remember. Both of you have a lot of cats. All right, this one is just giving me a black screen. Why is that? Oh, there we go. Catalina? What? That's the wrong password. Let's try Catalina. Look at that. So this is a early 2014 1.7 gigahertz dual core i7 with 8 gigs of memory running Catalina. All right. Okay. All right, so we can run this through a few tests later on. It seems to work just fine. Up next, maybe I already sold all the 2015s. Last year was a very good year to be selling used computers. With the lockdowns and everybody started working from home, these things were flying off the shelf. It's crazy. It is booting. MacBook Air. Okay. Password. Nope. MacBook Air. Look at that. I'm so predictable. And this wallpaper looks newer than what I'm used to, so I don't know. Catalina? What came before Catalina? That was Mojave, Catalina, Big Sur. No way this is Big Sur. Oh, Mojave. All right. So here we have another 1.7 gigahertz i7 with 8 gigs of RAM. It's not showing me the year, but that usually pops up after it gets some charge. Seems to be fully functional. Let's have a look. All right, so this is an early 2014 as well. All 2014s with an i7 and 8 gigs of RAM. So this will be tested later too and put up for sale. Proper testing takes a while. I run the hardware tests, I check the battery, calibrate the battery if it turns out it needs it. Takes a while to do it right. Then I got to take pretty pictures, put them up for sale. So these are all ready for testing. Where am I going to put them? If I put them back on the same shelf, I will find them again 6 months from now. We don't want that. So I'm going to put them right here on top of my Mac Pro. What else we got? (2012) 13-inch MacBook Pro. That is a test chassis. I use that for test boards in. Then we have a MacBook Air in some state of repair. Looks like liquid damage. So we might be able to check that out. Then we have another MacBook Pro, an 11-inch Air, another MacBook Pro, 17-inch MacBook Pro with a fried graphics card. And then we got 30 more Macs on that side. But I'll save that for another day because I'm getting hungry. So I'm going to let this finish, see what's going on in the chat, and then probably bounce out of here. I think I had a good run. I might do this more often. Just do what I do and turn on the camera while I do it. I know that sounds bad, but you know what I mean. All right, it's now testing the solid state drive, which I know is okay because all the solid state drives are tested before I use them in machines. So this one has minor cosmetic damage. You can't see that on camera, but there's a little dot here. Kind of bulging up right there. Same in this corner. Whoever had this before me used the long screws for the battery. Where are you? There. In the front instead of the short screws. Tightened them too far and they created a tiny bulge in the aluminum here. Oh, I can't see. Sounds like my kid had some sugar. I don't know if you can hear that on stream, but he is very hyper right now. What's everyone else going to do tonight? I'm hoping that Bruce is going to stream the part 2 of that board he got. What was the classic board, the LC board? I don't know enough about that beige stuff, but the board that he's building from scratch, I want to see that finished. he might not stream until the weekend. I know Steve is working on a few projects. I'm not sure what he's going to be doing. Uh, all I do know is that I will not be streaming again tonight. I think 2 streams in 24 hours is way past my quota. I'm used to doing one video a year. I might continue cleaning up the office. I have a few Mac Minis that I need to figure out what they are, what the specs are. If there's any 2012 i7s in there, I'll probably set one up here on the shelf that you can't see and make that the server for directing the cameras, the microphone, the hardware tests. Make it a lot easier to stream in the future. I am pretty sure that I'm not going to use OBS again because this is working really well. And I don't really need a camera pointed at my face. I don't really think it adds anything to the stream. As long as you can see what I'm working on, that should be fine. So microscope view and side view should be enough. Dave is streaming this weekend. That's great, Dave, but I need entertainment tonight as I clean my office. I know RetroTech he has. Wait, hold on. I was going to look this up last night. YouTube.com. All right. Come on, YouTube.com. It's not that hard. Just do it. There we go. Let me see if I can share this. Share. Screen. Window. There we go. We got Retro Techie right here. His channel. Now, I'm pretty sure I checked out some of the content in the past, but I don't remember. Mac OS 9 the easy way. Now I'm intrigued. That looks like sheep shaver. So I'll be checking out this channel tonight. And of course, if you're not familiar, we got Dave's stuff right here. This dude is producing content like an animal, working his way up to 1.7K subs. So I might see if he has anything I haven't seen yet. I think I'm all up to date because I saw this yesterday. Yeah, I saw this. I was in the chat. Sad Mac, do you have a channel? I know Starbucks Tech doesn't. Where am I? There we go. I think he does. Pretty sure he does. There you go. 4 years ago. Dude, you gotta get on that. It's unacceptable. I don't know what to do with this. 4-year-old content? I can't work with that. There we go. Should be almost done. It'll get there when it gets there. Yeah. That excuse doesn't fly. That's what I keep saying. People force me to stream anyway. And that's what we're looking for. Passed. Took a bit longer than expected, but hardware-wise, this is as good as it gets. So I'm gonna redo the bezel on this, and then it's ready to go. So that's 3 MacBook Airs that I can get rid of, hopefully this week. And I think that wraps it up for me today. It is 5:30. I'm starting to get hungry. And when you're soldering, you want a steady hand. And when I'm hungry, I do this. So, let's see, did I miss anything in the chat? Frankie Mac. Oh, got the cable. Cool. No more OBS. Yeah, I agree. It's just so much easier to set this up. I mean, if you're running multiple cameras, you need multiple computers because this software just isn't designed for this kind of live stream, but it's perfect for stuff like MacYak. And as long as I have multiple computers to drive multiple cameras, it works just fine. Right now, you're looking at the Mac Pro camera, and the microscope is being handled by the MacBook Pro that's up there, as is the Yeti microphone. So let's see. So I think that's it for me. I'm gonna go get some fresh air outside. It's 150 degrees in this office, and I have 2 fans pointed at me, ceiling fan on, and the AC is blasting. It's still hot in here. So Terry, Dave, Sadmac. Let's see, who else do we have? I know the Starbuck was here. He might be sleeping now. Retro Techie. Everyone that showed up to hang out, I appreciate it. I might do this kind of stuff more often. I'm not much of an evening or nighttime streamer because by that time I'll be tired and I will be very boring, more boring than usual. So I might stick to the daytime streams. I know people are working and they have other stuff to do, but I think that's the best course for me going forward. So we'll see. Or I might wait another year before I do something. As Sadmac said, I'll get there when I get there. So thank you all for hanging out. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Later.